welcome to today's grasshopper instruction. I figured I'd just get started early today. I'm just going to grab my prop here, my pillow, just in case. Always have pillows if you're doing arm balances. You never want to fall on your face. We learned that the hard way. So I'm going to pull that bolster out of there. I'm going to use my bolster as a pillow. This one's nice and thick. It's from Agina Wellbeing. They're really nice bolsters. So we're going to get started with just some stretches today. I'll give you just a couple minutes to get in here and set. So yeah, we are just going to start with some stretches today, warm up the hips, loosen them up before we move into full grasshopper pose and all the variations of it. If you have grippy socks, like these ones here from Love Tuckets, they've got this nice little tread pattern on the bottom with some grip. If you've been struggling with grasshopper with your foot sliding off the back of your arm, these can help with that, with the grip. So they are a great idea, they're a great tool, they're useful on your mat, they're useful all over the place. So these ones are from Love Tuckets, you can get them from various places, but Love Tuckets is actually having a sale and I will post that in my caption. So if you are looking for a pair, I'll post a discount code for you. So we'll get started. We're going to start just warming up the hips and back and everything else. So just to start loosening things up, we're just going to do some gentle cat-cow, which really isn't much to do with the hips, but it just gets the body moving. So just moving with your own breath through cat and cow here. Just moving the spine, making up the body if it's not already. I know it's late in the day here. And we're just going to step or slide the feet outward here. We're going to move into just a frog pose. So moving the knees outside of your mat, keeping the hips in between the knees. And just, if you can, if it's comfortable, coming down, placing your chest on the floor. If it's not, you can use a bolster here, pillows, to prop yourself up and take some of the pressure off here. Grasshopper is very involved in the hips, so the more we can warm them up and stretch them out beforehand, the better. We want to protect our knees, we want to protect our hips. We want to do this safely without injury, so it's very important when working on something like grasshopper to do your warm-ups first. And releasing your bolster if you've got it there. Bringing these in. I personally like using lizard as a stretch here. So if you are new to lizard or your hips are very tight, you can stay here with your hands, with your arms straight. If your hips are more open, you can lower down to your forearms. And if you're still not finding a stretch here, opening up the arms and sinking down a little bit further. The alternative there is start using some blocks. So you can elevate your foot and bring your forearms down to the mat. This is probably a safer way. So really just opening up the hips here. I like holding lizard for extended periods of time. It really helps to open up my hips really well to prepare for grasshopper or any of those yoga dandasana variations that you see on Instagram. The very photo-worthy poses. And when you're here, you just try not to let your knees splay out too far. Keeping it as close to the body as you can. Sorry if you hear my husband's video games upstairs. And straightening out the arms, releasing the block here if you've got one. Let go. We're just going to go move back into a half split and move forward into that lizard. You can keep the hands inside or outside, however you choose. Leaning back for your half split and coming forward in lizard. Leaning back and coming forward. Just bringing some mobility into those hips there. Just keep rocking it back and forth. Maybe holding it here in your half split. This is a great hamstring stretch. If you have tight hamstrings, this is a great one to practice. Just make sure you're activating all those muscles in there so that you're not pulling anything. And coming forward back to your lizard, shifting the foot across the mat, and dropping the knee down for pigeon. The straighter your front of your leg is to your mat, the front of your mat, the better for hip opening. If this isn't accessible though, just as close as you can. And then when you're ready to, falling it forward into your sleeping pigeon. Now, if you've got your leg parallel with the top of your mat, you can do it. You can start twisting in the body and bringing the outside of your tricep there to the inside or to the bottom of your foot. So you're going to just bring that as far over as you can. Maybe do prayer hands here and press off into that twist. And coming back to center here. Just lowering back down to your sleeping pigeon. And coming back up. Send the right foot back. And send the left foot forward. We're going to repeat that on the left side. So again, if you are here, you can stay here in straight arms. You can lower down to your forearms. Or if it's more accessible and you're not feeling the stretch there, place a block down, place foot up on top of the block. Let's do that. There we go. And coming down onto your forearms here. Just letting gravity do the work. Maybe you feel a difference from side to side. I know my right side is definitely more open than my left, and that's my own fault. We all have a good side and a bad side, and sometimes we just favor that good side because it's easier. But it's always good to be well practiced and balanced on from one side to the other. So we'll stretch both sides the same. And straightening out the arms, placing the block to the side. Moving back down. And then we're going to rock it out again, moving from a half split into a lizard. And just rocking back and forth, mobilizing that left hip. Just moving with your breath. And here, holding here in your half split. Stretching out that hamstring, making sure to activate all those muscles. Don't want to pull anything in there that hurts, and it takes a long time to heal, believe me. I've learned that lesson more than once. And coming forward, shifting that foot across the mat, just heel toeing to the other side, and lowering your knee down. Trying to keep that foot, or that lower leg as parallel to the top of your mat as possible again. And coming forward into your sleeping pigeon. It's important here, I didn't mention on the other side, to keep your foot flexed as well to protect the knee. And when you're ready here, coming up, twisting the body, bringing that outside of your tricep to the bottom up to the sole of your foot, coming into prayer hands and pressing into that twist. Opening up that right side body. And releasing the twist, coming back to center, and lowering back down to your sleeping pigeon. Okay, and releasing that. Swinging the knee or your back leg forward to the front to meet the left. Our last stretch we're going to do here is a figure 4. So you're just going to start the right knee, or the right foot, sorry, over the left knee. So you can drop the ankle just outside of that left thigh, above the knee. And you're just going to lower down and sink into that figure 4. Drop down. It's almost like a one-legged chair. From here, and twist in the body, bringing your outside of your tricep to the bottom of your foot, and touching down and just opening up that twist. Okay, releasing the twist. Bringing both feet down to the mat. We'll repeat that again on the other side. So left foot comes up, outside of the ankle, just on the outside of that right thigh, above the knee. Lowering down to a seated, like a chair, a one-legged chair here. And just holding here. And when you're ready, adding that twist, bringing the hand down. This is much harder on this side. Don't press on your elbow. You want that above the elbow. You don't want to overextend any of your joints. And releasing the twist, coming back up. So we'll start with, I'm just going to grab my strap here. A baby grasshopper. Easy one. Oh, my props are falling. I'm just going to use this strap. I think it's actually made for a yoga mat. That's okay. I don't actually know what this one's for. Alright, so anyways, we'll start with baby grasshopper pose. So coming down, you can start on your bums, just crossing the right leg in front of the left. Place your strap over that left foot. Extend that out to the side, keeping that right leg over the left, just outside the left thigh. The left hand comes down, press up into the foot, and lifting that left foot up off the ground. You can do this without the strap, just grabbing onto the outside of that left foot, and then raising up. And that's your baby grasshopper. Another way to enter this pose is from standing. So you're just going to take your strap again on your left foot, bring that left foot behind the body, lower down to the floor, placing your hand down, and extend that left foot out to the side. And again, if you're not using a strap, you're just going to grab on to the outside of that left foot and extend outwards, bringing the left hand down. So that is your baby grasshopper. So feel free to try that a couple more times. Maybe we'll try it on the left. So that was a little more awkward. So we're going to bring that right foot behind us. Actually, this is first I'm sitting. Sorry. So the right leg comes over the left. The higher up onto the thigh, the easier it is. If you're using your strap, feel free to use your strap here. Otherwise, grabbing onto the outside of that right foot, planting the right hand down, sending the right foot outwards, and lifting up off the floor. The left side's so much harder. And from standing, again, the right foot comes behind the left, grabbing the outside of that right foot, planting the right hand down, and extending that right foot outwards. Easy, right? All right, so that is your baby grasshopper. Our next one we're going to try here, if you've progressed from baby grasshopper, we're going to move into the first variation of grasshopper with the leg out to the side. So to get into this pose, I like to use the figure 4. Again, I've got my grippy socks on here that help me stick my feet to my forearms, especially if you have dry skin, or if you recently put lotion on, it can be very slippery. So starting in your figure 4, bringing that right foot up over the knee, the left knee, sorry, sinking down to your chair, very familiar, right? You're going to twist, placing the outside of your tricep onto the sole of your foot. Bring both hands downwards, like you would for any other arm balance. So your elbows are bent, and then just kick that left foot out to the side. And hold it there. So that is the second variation of grasshopper pose. So again, we'll go through that again. You know, let's try this on my left just for giggles. So we'll cross that foot over. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see me. I'm going to step back. Bending down to your figure 4. Oops. Twisting, oh my goodness. Twisting the body so that you're, I don't think I'm going to do this. Ah! Not on my left side. It's all trial and error, right? So we'll try that again. All right, so figure 4. Arm goes across. Elbows are bent. The right foot, sorry, comes across. There we go. I had it for a second. So that is my bad side. So I definitely need more practice on my bad side. I'm known for that. So anyways, so we'll try that one more time on my good side so that I can actually show you. But we all struggle. So that's the name of the game, and that's yoga for you. So, and that's why it's a practice. So figure 4, the right foot across over the left knee, ankles just outside that left thigh. Twist the body so that your right tricep is up against the sole of your left foot, or your right foot, sorry. And then bringing that leg outwards and just lifting and playing with the balance here. The more you bend your elbows, the higher that foot will come off the floor. So that is the first variation of grasshopper. So our second one, now if you have already passed that point and you're trying to learn the full variation, I'm going to try. I got beat up by my massage therapist yesterday, so I have this monster bruise and my elbows are very sore. So I'm going to try, I don't know how long I'm going to hold this for today, but we'll try. Because I promised I would. So again, we've got our figure 4. So I'm going to stand here in front of you, leaning down, bringing that elbow over, tricep against the right foot, the bottom of it. The higher you can get your foot onto your tricep, the better. You're going to extend that foot back and then lift up off the floor. Sometimes it's actually easier to do this from an elevated position. So just give me 1 second here while you continue to try that pose. I'm going to grab my feet up. It's stuck in here, buried. All my yoga toys. Alright, so I've got my feet up here. So I'm going to do this on my feet up, just to show an elevated position. It's a little bit easier because you have more space for your back leg. So, saying that, move that forward a little bit. We're going to do the same thing. Figure 4, elbow comes over, hands come down onto the feet up, and you can extend back. You can see that I have more space here. And then you're just going to gently lift that foot up off the ground. So it's a little bit, you can try that with blocks as well. But like I said, it does give you a bit more space to move if you're lacking that flexibility there. So I do like using my feet up for that kind of a practice. It is helpful, and like I said, you can try that on blocks as well. If you have blocks, bringing your blocks out, that feels about right. Make sure that they're the right distance apart for yourself, wherever you are. We're all different in the, like across the shoulders, so my gap might be different than your gap. And bringing that across. Again on the blocks here, coming forward, finding your balance, and then lifting up off the floor. So that is your grasshopper pose. And I will do it one more time here, even though my elbows are sore, just for you, from the mat without elevation, because I understand that not everybody has blocks or feet ups or any of those devices. So again, figure 4, arm comes outside to the left foot, sending that left foot back, lean it forward, and lift the feet up off the floor. Oh, there we go. So thank you so much for joining me. Keep practicing that grasshopper pose, don't give up. There's many other grasshopper variations that come along the way. Once you build up more flexibility there in your hips, keep doing those lizards, keep doing those pigeons, keep doing those twists, and it'll all come. It gets easier, you get stronger, and that balance is much easier to find once you do this more often. So thank you for joining me. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are well on your way to flying in grasshopper pose. Thank you.